screen is still loading, almost ready. Here it is. All right. What are the dimensions of a single unit cube? Single unit cube. So that unit should mean something to you. What does that mean?
The little squares.
Well, it's telling you the length of the sides.
Mm.
It says that every side is a 1, a 1, and a 1. Have you seen that before?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the idea there is you're going to know that every unit has a length of 1, 1, and 1 unit. Okay, now the volume of this cube is length times width times height. It's 1 times 1 times 1. And what does that multiply to?
1 times 1 times 1, is that what you said?
Yes, yes.
1.
1. Okay. So when you have a unit cube, the volume is 1. So let's just say, for example, here's a unit cube. Okay. And then and then there's another one right here.
Mm-hmm.
What's the volume of this together?
6.
Okay, let me color code it here. The first one that I made, its volume is 1.
So each block is a volume?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the other one also has a volume of 1. So they add together to make
2.
2. Good. All right, so now let me snip in a picture, and really you're just counting.
Mm-hmm.
Grab this one here. You're just counting. So let me snip this in. How many cubes do you see?
Are the units like by ones or?
Well, it's kind of like you just asked me. Each one is a cube is a volume of 1. So like this one here in the top left corner. Do you see that one there that I'm kind of outlining?
Oh, yeah.
That's 1.
So is it 9?
Okay, so your guess is that there are 9. Now, a couple of things here is there's do you see how in the front there's kind of this L shape right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's three of those, 1, 2, 3. And then there's actually another L shape behind it. Do you see that L shape behind it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's another 3 cubes, 4, 5, 6. And then even behind that is a 2 by 6. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you want to avoid actually trying to count them, but sometimes you have to in this. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this next image, again, you don't want to count them. You want to like try to use something else, either like multiplication or some sort of a pattern. We'll look at it together though. This is actually a lot easier to do if it's in person where we actually have this in front of you. So take a look at this one and see what you come up with. Any questions on how to do this?
Yes, I still got confused with the back.
Yeah, so like what I'm looking at is like what's on the front. Do you see the front has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
There's 10 of those. And then and that's like this front piece. Okay, but how many of those are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7. Like there's 7 of these slices, so to speak.
So does that have to count the back or just the front?
Well, you count the front, but then you count how many there are going, how many of these are there in a row? Like the, not using the right words here. There's the front ones, but then there's the one behind it and behind it and behind it and behind it and so on. There's 7 of those. Sorry, this lessons really requires a visual demonstration, which we can't really do. I'm sorry. It just isn't going to be very helpful. Okay, so the answer here, I guess, is 70. I will just see if there's maybe some clearer questions. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. This would have been better to do first. This one here. So let me snip this in. All right. Now, how many cubes do you see on the bottom? How many cubes do you see on the bottom?
14.
There are 14 on the bottom. How did you get 14?
I counted them.
Count them one more time.
15.
There are 15. Okay. Now, if you that's a height of 1. So if you go to a height of 2, you're basically adding another layer.
15.
Yeah, you're adding another 15. And then for 3, you're adding another layer. And so on.
Yeah.
So how many are there? How many do we go up to? What's at the top there?
Where the 3 is, or
Well, you got to keep going, right? 4, 5, 6, and 7. So basically you have to take 15 and multiply it by 7.
15.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Just are you able to multiply these?
No.
Okay, what is 7 times 5?
7 times 5 is 35.
7 times 1.
7.
Okay. And then you add the 3.
So 7 times 3 in the 3.
No, 7 times 1, and then you add the 3.
7 times 1. 10.
10. So 105. Okay, so that's the volume here of this whole thing.
So 1 is 105.
Yes. Any questions on that?
Yeah, how did we get the 3?
So okay, let's do some multiplying here. Let's just do some of these. We haven't done any in a while. Let's do 23 times 4. Okay.
Okay.
So you start by taking the 4 and multiplying it by the 3. What is 4 times 3?
4 times 3 is 12.
Okay, it's 2 with a carry of 1.
Okay.
And what's 4 times 2?
4 times 2 is 8.
Plus the 1.
9.
Okay, so that's 92. Let's try 46 times 7.
46 times 7. Okay.
What is 7 times 6?
7 times 6 is 42.
So you put a 2 there with a carry of 4. What is 7 times 4?
7 times 4 is 28.
And then you add 4 to it. What is 28 plus 4?
Plus 4, 32.
It's 32. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's try 59 times 3.
Do I do this? Do I do this one on my own?
Sure.
Or?
Yeah. Why don't you try this one on your own?
Okay. So when we multiply 9 times 3, 27. Do you
Yep,
put the 7 on the bottom and then the 2 on the top?
that's right. And then you take the 3 and multiply it by the 5.
That is 15.
Okay, and so you add the 2.
17.
Yeah.
So the 2 isn't until the 2 is normally just adding.
Yeah, you do it after that. Yep.
Okay. Can I try another one?
Yes. Okay, so let's go 32 times 8.
Is it 256?
Okay, so 6 here, carry of 1. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Good. Okay, very good. Let's go back to counting cubes. Okay. So let me grab a new problem here. Okay, so what I want you to look at is the front. So you got 2, 2, 2, like this. And I just want you to count. And that's the front view. That's the front view of this.
Mhm. So do I just count them?
Yes.
12.
Okay. Now, do you see that there are, if you go to the side, there are 2 of these?
Yeah.
So you take your 12 and you multiply it by 2.
24.
Yes. All right. So let's do another one here.
So I just count the front and then I multiply from what's
Yes.
on the side.
Yes.
Okay. Is it 16?
How many are in the front?
4.
There's 4, right? And do you see how there's just a second, like on the side here, it's like another one behind it. Maybe that's a better way to look at it.
Yeah.
So that means you're doubling this.
So 8 times.
8. Well, there's, I guess, so yeah, this really requires a visual. So let's, yeah. Looks like Michael is jumping in here. Okay, we better end here. Sorry we didn't get through more stuff, but I can see, well, I'll have to come up with some better ways for us to do cubes. It doesn't work that well with with this online platform. So let's just end there, and we'll pick up here next week with something related to it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Michael, how are you today?
Okay.
Great to hear. How's math class going?
Good.
Do you have math today? Because I know your sister just told me she does not have it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, I do have your class pulled up here. It says you're working on a mini project. Does that sound right to you? A mini project?
Mm,
It's okay if you're not sure. That's what I see for this.
a project doesn't sound right, but
Okay, let me go back and look. Maybe I'm on, I hope I'm not. I'm on, let me check Michael's Math Force Summit. Try one more time here. Yeah, it does look like you're doing this big ideas mini project, which is different than the stuff we were working on last time. Although maybe it's related.
yeah, me.
There's some grid paper. All right, I'm just trying to figure out what we can work on today. Quilting and equivalent fractions. You may use the tool. Okay, here it is. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop this into the chat, and you're definitely gonna want to print this out at some point. But let me get that in there so that you've got it. Here we go. Send that off. Open this up, and I'll definitely share my screen so you can so. All right. Okay, so let me snip this in, this first question in. Like I said, you're gonna wanna print it out and then answer the questions like that. So here we go. All right. So let me stop sharing my video. Share. All right. So it says a quilt is 1/3 red, 1/6 blue, and 1/2 yellow. Okay. And it says write equations that have denominators of 12 that are equivalent to 1/3, 1/6, and 1/2. So we're going to do this one by one. So 1/3 equals, how do you go from 3 to 12? What do you multiply 3 by to get to 12?
4.
4. So you're going to multiply that top number by 4. What does that become?
4.
Good. Then we're going to do it for 1/6. So 1/6 equals something over 12.
So 2.
That's right. And then the last one is 1/2. What goes up top there?
12.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. How do you go from 2 to 12?
Oh, okay. 6.
Okay. Very good. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing, but for a different denominator. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here. Let me snip that in one more time. Okay, write equations, write fractions that have a denominator of 24 and are equivalent to 1/3, 1/6, and 1/2. So basically the same thing we just did, except for these 3 fractions. Okay, so I want you to tell me what goes in the top of each of these fractions, please.
Okay. 2 times, wait, 12.
You have to figure, which one are you giving me? The one on the right, the one middle one, or the left one? Which one?
Well, the one on the right.
I'm sorry.
The one on the right.
Okay, I agree. It's 12.
And 1. 8 on the left.
Okay. And how about the one in the middle?
The one in the middle is, wait, no. 6 times, oh, okay. It's 4.
It's 4. Good. Now, what do the 3 numbers add up to? The 8, the 4, and the 12. What do they add up to?
So add up everything.
Yes. 8, the 4, and the 12.
8 plus 4 plus 12.
Yes. What does that add up to?
Okay. Back. Okay, here. Sorry, just went and grabbed the pen. And 4.
24. Now let's go back up to the previous one. What does the 4, the 2, and the 6 add up to? The 4, the 2, and the 6.
Uh, so no.
I'm
Okay.
just asking you to add 4, 2, and 6. 4 plus 2 plus 6.
Okay. 12.
12. Good. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the next part. All right. So the next part is filling out this table. Okay. So to fill out this table, the small quilt has 12 squares and the large quilt has 24 squares. Okay, so we're going to look at the 12 squares first. Okay, so the red one is going to have, and we got to go back and look for that number. It's going to have, oops, I went by it here. It's going to have 4 squares. Do you see that?
Yeah.
4 squares. So we're going to put that in the table here. The blue one is going to have 2 squares. Okay. The yellow one is going to have 6. You see that?
Yeah.
What does that add up to? What is 4 plus 2 plus 6? We just did it.
12.
It's 12. Okay. See how the squares have to add up? The large quilt's going to have double as many. So 8, 4, and then 12.
So, okay.
All right. Okay, so let's do the next part here. It says the least common denominator of the fractions 1/3, 1/6, and 1/2 is 6. Okay. How are 12 and 4 related to the denominator? Basically, how do you go from 6 to 12? And how do you go from 6 to 24? You just did this, but can you tell me in words, how do you go from 6 to 12?
By multiplying?
By?
By 2.
Okay. And to 24?
Uh, 4.
By 4. Very good. All right. So now we have to do the following. We have to do the last question here. Okay. So it says, can fractions be used to design a quilt? Okay. So design a quilt of your own that has 18 squares. Okay. So we have to do the same thing. We have to go from 1/3 to 18, 1/6 to 18, 1/2 to 18. Can you fill in those numbers for me, please?
So 3 by what again?
We're trying to get to 18. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. The one on the left here, let me get the cursor up. The one on the left is 1/3 to 18. So 3 times
18.
3 times what gets you to 18?
6
Okay. So multiply the top by,
by 6.
okay. And then do the same thing for the middle one.
So 6. So it's 3.
Good. And how about the last one?
The last one is 2 is 9.
9. Very good. Okay. All right. So now what this tells you is that you're going to have 6 red, 3 blue, and 9 yellow. Okay. So I'm going to draw a grid here, and you actually, let me go find that for you. There actually was a grid in a previous, there it is. They give you grid paper. Let me see if I can get that. Is that download? Nope, I didn't download it. So they give you grid paper, or you can use what's called GeoGebra, which is just an online platform to do that with. But I think they want you to actually make some sort of a quilt.
Okay.
So they want you to like fill in 18 squares with the right colors. Okay, so for example, actually, let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. And then for the blue, maybe you go blue, 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 and then the rest are yellow, 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 yellow. So your teacher wants you to put something like that into your assignment, your mini project.
Okay.
All right, so any questions on that?
Yeah, because I checked my plan like
Uh-huh.
for today, and I didn't have a mini project.
Okay, well, it's looking like it doesn't look like you've turned this in. So maybe it was due last week. You are going to have to submit this. So just keep that in mind, and we can move on from here. All right, so let's go back to your to-do list. See if we can get your math for Summit up. See if we can get back to the fractions. All right, so here's one that's not mastered yet. So we can look at this next. These equivalent fractions. Now it says you've completed it. Okay, well, that's good. It's just not showing up. All right, here we go. All right, so comparing fractions. Let's try this one. Comparing fractions E. So we'll continue with this lesson. It says it's complete. Okay, well, let me check here. Maybe it wasn't. Some things were missed. Let's review this quiz. Sorry, I'm just looking for some questions for us to do. All right. Okay, so you've already done this. All right, so we got to go to a new assignment. All right, let's go. Big ideas, day 2. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm clicking through to get to the right area for this.
Then I did the quiz.
It says you've done this lesson. Okay. Are you completely done with fractions? Maybe you're completely done. Okay, let's go to lesson 5.1, which is adding and subtracting fractions. This will be something new for us. All right. Okay, so here's a problem for us to look at together. Finally found something we haven't done yet. Okay, here's a new question for you, Michael. It says, which fraction is the simplest form of 10 divided by 15? Okay, basically you have to decide, is there a number that goes into both 10 and 15? 10 and 15.
So by dividing.
You divide the top and the bottom number.
So I kind of forgot to divide.
Okay, well, so here's some numbers to try. Does 2 go into 10 and 15? It goes into 10, but not 15.
Yeah.
How about 3? Does 3 go into 10?
No.
But it does go into 15, but it's got to go into both. How about 5?
Yes.
Yes, they both divide by 5. What is 10 divided by 5?
10 divided by 2.
2. And then 15 divided by 5?
15 divided by 5 is 3.
It's 3. Good. Good. So what is the correct answer? Is it A, B, C, or D?
C.
Let's see. Okay, good. Sorry, it's just clicking through a few more questions. Okay, so the first thing, something new here that I'm seeing is you're converting mixed numbers into improper fractions. Okay, so here's a mixed number, 3 and 1/2.
I don't remember doing that red line.
Yeah, it looks to be kind of new. So we'll just try it out for a few problems. Hopefully by next week I'll have a better sense of where you're at, but it looks like you've done some, but not everything. So here's what you do. You take the 2, you multiply by the 3, and you add the 1.
So 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7.
That's right. 6 plus the 1 is 7. So this becomes 7 divided by, and use that bottom number there, 2. Okay, so let's try another one here. How about 4 and 1/3? Okay, so you take the 3 that's on the bottom, multiply it by the number in front, and add the top number.
So I did the equation by myself.
Yes, what is 3 times 4 plus 1?
3 times 4 is 12, and plus 1 is 13.
Okay, and then the 3 goes on the bottom.
Yeah.
So let's try another one. 2 and 5/6. Okay, so you take that bottom number, the 6, multiply it by the front number, and then you add the top number. So can you do that for me? 6 times 2 plus 5?
So 6. Six times 2 is 12, and 6 times 6 plus 5 is
No, it's 12. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 5.
is. I didn't write that down. So
Okay. Should be 17. And then you put this number down here in the bottom, 6. Okay. So let's try one more, Michael. Let's just have you try this. 4 times 3 plus 5. Can you try that one for me? What is 4 times 3, Michael?
12.
Plus 5. Uh, 17. Okay, we're going to stop here for today.